Well, so you guys played together in your band, and how long have you played with each other?
Uh, we've been together about, I guess, what, about 15 years now?
15 years.
Yeah.
And how long have you known each other?
About five over that. Yeah, about five.
So you worked
Yeah,
together
we-
at Exxon, correct?
Yep.
Or at least you both worked.
Yeah, we worked together at Exxon for, you made, what,
30.
30 years?
32.
32, yeah. I just made 36 out there, so I'm still hanging around for a while yet.
Yeah, well, that's a good deal. So tell me about OMT Band.
So Ed and I, we've known each other for quite a while, and so we played in different groups over the years as and as we went along. So once we became acquainted with one another, we started talking, and we were both kind of in between bands, and things had changed, and I really wanted to get back into the music, and so I kept bugging him and bugging him and bugging him, and so finally he said, he told his wife, he said, man, Floyd really bothered me. He must really want to do this, and I like music. I come from a gospel background and whatnot, and after having experienced a lot of different situations being a cover artist, you get to know certain things about certain people, and I really appreciate it.
So you recruited him and
Well,
didn't give up easy.
right, I didn't give up easy because I like, his attitude about the whole music thing, and he was just passionate about doing, performing and whatnot, and it really meant something to him. It wasn't just a job. It was,
So did you have any regrets about saying yes finally?
Well, I guess you can look at it like that. Well, what happened? I've been around music. I grew up next door to Buddy Guy, and Buddy Guy's dad used to always push me when Buddy would come home, and the younger brother Philip Guy, and his dad would always come and get me from next door. Go over there, take your guitar, let them tune it, show you something. Of course, I didn't want to bug those guys, man, but he would grab me, one hand, guitar in the other hand. So I got influenced through Buddy Guy and coming up. Didn't really like the blues then, top 40. And I kind of met Floyd because he was doing with a group as his family. And both members of the Nighthawks. I was watch him, I would see him. So unfortunately, the group I was in, the lead vocalist passed. And I kind of wanted to give it up. And he kept coming. If you want to do something, man, look, I want to be with you. I said, So I told my wife I wasn't going to mess with him because he had decided to go back at the gospel. I said, I'm not bringing nobody out of the church right now. So he come around again, and a couple more times, and he said, man, if you want to do something. So I told my wife, I said, look, Floyd's a good guy. I don't think a lightning bolt going to hit him if we do a little rhythm and blues. So we hooked up, and we did our first gig was Southern University Tailgate. And of course, Exxon has a little band within the circuit of the individual, and we will always play in that too. But our first out of Exxon gig together was tailgate party at Southern University. And then we had people coming up saying, man, how long y'all been together? So it was first.
So what sort of music were you playing? When what was the act you put together for that first gig?
Well, I had the idea when I basically put this group together because Floyd's an energetic guy. So I say, well, I'll do the blues, lay back for the older folks, and let him take the middle age on up, top 40. And
Like R&B?
R&B, man. It went, man, because, it's a mixture. I do the old blues stuff, do type 40, and then we kind of mix the blues and top 40 together, and been successful about going on almost 20 years.
Yeah, I play in bands, and getting along with people in bands is not always all that easy, So you guys made it for 20 years. You must have pretty good vibes together.
Oh yeah, sometimes we'll be on a set and he'll call a number, I said, that's the number I wanted to play anyway. You know, he same way what happened with me. You know, we kind of like the hook is got connected. You know.
Now, did I hear you say that when you started, I mean, obviously living next door to Buddy Guy and his family, that's a heavy blues influence to have right next door. But you weren't into the blues initially. Is that what I was hearing?
Yeah, I didn't know I was a
Because that wasn't the most popular music, you know, after the early 50s.
Oh, all right.
You know, I mean, you know, it's great music, but people started moving on to
Right.
R&B and soul music and so forth. So who were the people that you listened to when you were young that gospel, R&B, or whatever, you know, that really made you inspired to play music?
Well,
Floyd?
with me, I started, I remember if you remember the old reel-to-reels that way back in the day, first song I remember singing, my aunt, which is my godmother, she had a reel-to-reel of me singing James Brown, I Feel Good. I was about 4 years old. And I
remember
was
that.
singing the lyrics and humming the music all, you know, at once.
And that does feel good when you sing that, doesn't it?
And my first actual live performance was in 1974, and I was graduating from 8th to 9th grade, and I had to get up at the graduation, and I sung Sitting on the Dock of the Bay in front of a live audience, and then and when right before I came out of high school in 78, we started our family group. I'm from about 30 miles from here across the river, a little town called Maringouin. And it was me and all of my brothers and my sister, and a group called 100% Pure Poison. And we stayed together for quite a while.
Playing R&B and soul music? And,
Yeah, it was R&B, and I guess we was playing 4 nights a week. It was a real popular group, and we did that for quite a while. And then after we stopped, I started singing with Big Bo Melvin and the Nighthawks with Big Lucius Brown and whatnot. So I did that from 1985 to 95. And over the course of that time, I mean, I've opened shows for practically every artist that come through, from, you know, Tyrone Davis, B.B. King, Bobby Bland, the OJs, Lattimore, Shirley Brown, Denise LaSalle. So we've been out on the stage with a lot of different artists, and traveled, did a few, you know, kind of like tours with them. We did a lot of stuff for Budweiser. So I've been at this for quite a while, and like I said, I had a chance to see a lot, the good and the bad, and the only vibe I got, you know, once I got to know Ed was good vibes. So that's why I really was bugging him about doing this.
what are some memorable gigs you've played that you look back on and this is one that stands out in my mind for either good or bad reasons?
I can remember, like we had played every Thursday night. We did that for like 8 or 9 years, every Thursday night at this little club in Baton Rouge on Plank, and it would be so packed Thursday night in there. The lady kept installing air conditioners, trying to cool it. Which people still would have to go outside to cool off because the people were so packed in that sweat. People didn't know how to dress. It was almost like you had to go on the beach almost because the air conditioner couldn't keep up with the crowd, and it was like rain or shine every Thursday night. Yeah, I can remember it would be storming, and I called her up. I said, "Thank you all that you want us to play tonight?" And she said, "If it ain't raining in here, y'all OMT gonna play." And we would, man. I mean, this went on like over 8 years. That's come back.
Now, what made people want to come there in this packed little place, sweating or being rained on? They're still going to be there. What was it that made them, you know, not want to miss that?
I mean, yeah, and I guess you know that song will say about the hole in the wall. So it's a small, well, not say small, but it was kind of mid-sized club, and everybody would just come in there, and we, like Ed said, we do the mixture of different things. So we'll do blues, Zydeco, top 40, and we do a lot of line dances. And what I do when I'm performing, I use a wireless headset. So I'll get out and I'm interacting with the audience.
You get out there in the audience.
So yeah, I do the line dances with them while I'm singing. So it adds a different flavor. And because I know Ed was telling me, he said, man, he said, this lady called, wanted a gig, and she asked me, she said, hey, this is the band with the guy that get out there and dance with the people, right? And so he
Make
told
sure
her,
it's
yeah.
the right
She said,
Floyd
this,
Patterson.
But it's so
Right OMT.
it's a different feel. I know with the other groups I've been with in the past, I changed when we got together, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I used to be on stage and I just rock from side to side, and I wouldn't. But it's a little different now.
So you've enhanced the entertainment
Yeah.
dimension. So,
Yeah, no.
and you know that when you're performing a lot for people, you're not just playing music; you're entertaining them.
Right.
So it sounds like you sort of turn that one up a few notches.
Yeah, because
So-
that little club we used to play in, there was one Zydeco song we would do, and so before we would started, I tell them, I say, okay, we're getting ready to turn this one up. So if you feel like you need to, take your shoes off or whatever, because we're gonna be out here for 20 minutes. And by the end of those 20 minutes, because I was timing, I'd watch the watch.
That one song.
And one song, 20 minutes, and I'd have a few people hanging with me. But everybody,
Like
they would dwindle
Survivor,
out.
kind of like a Survivor song.
Right.
And so these days, what are the songs that you still have that strong feeling for when you perform? What do you like to play these days the most? As a musician, there's certain things I like to play a lot of things, but there's always some things I really, am feeling at a certain time.
Well, and when you say about memorable moments, last year at this time, when we did the Blues Fest, the last song we did, which is one of my favorites, was "Purple Rain" by Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just such a coincidence, because what it was, maybe 2 weeks after that, a week or so after that, because they had sent me to Canada, which was a coincidence. After the day I got to catch a flight, and I'm going back to Canada for 3 months.
Like, 'cause Exxon will send you around
Exxon
the
is sending
world.
me. But we did "Purple Rain" to close out the show, and then a week or so later, Prince passed, and I started getting all kind of hits on Facebook about how much they had appreciated the performance, and it was kind of,
It adds a whole different dimension, when we've lost an artist like that, and people of that stature.
yeah.
How about you, Ed? You play guitar.
Right.
So, who are the guitar players that you admire?
Well, it's a number of them. Prince.
Yeah, he was
of course,
amazing, a genius.
Buddy Guy. I like George Benson.
Who has influenced you? Most of us guitar players have had certain people influence our style. Who would you say, you learned from that you sort of?
I would think. I think with the blues side, it'd be Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy.
Yeah, and actually, we play such a variety. Like sometimes we'll go all the way left and stay there a while, have to come back right. And the blues along with R&B, that's why we call it R&B, because rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
And I get so many compliments. A lot of time when I book the gigs, they say, man, we looked at a lot of groups, but y'all group play everything for young and old. So
Do y'all still play some classic blues songs?
Yes.
What are some of the classics you guys still perform in your shows when the occasion calls for it?
ZZ, class ZZ Hill.
He'll even go all the way down to "Walking the Dog."
Rufus Thomas.
I mean, nothing is sacred.
You guys have a lot. You have a big repertoire of songs you can draw from, right? Do you vary that around a lot? Do you tend to sort of groove on a certain part of that set?
It just depends on the setting of what audience we're performing for, because we'll have to do stuff all the way from Ronnie Millsap. We have to do everybody's stuff, so it just have to be able to move around and not.
Yeah, very versatile,
Yeah.
which makes it fun. You're not always doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And what about the rest of your band? Tell me about the other guys that play with you. Is it all men?
Yeah, we have a couple of ladies that may sit in with us from time to time if someone would, request it.
Who are the regular people that play with OMT? Tell me about the other members of your band.
We have Anthony. He's got the drummer. Anthony. We've had a few guys, people that swapped out. Myself, Ed, and Julius, who's the bass player. We've been there from the beginning.
That's core.
So the three of us have been kind of rooted together. So we got a new keyboard player who's been with us. Mike has been what?
It's about 5, 6 years.
About 5
He
years.
actually came from
He's the new guy.
Yeah.
And Mike and Anthony. Mike is the keyboard. Anthony's the drummer. Those two guys actually they play in church, so they all
Yeah. So you said you started out with gospel, huh?
right. I actually recorded a gospel CD back in 2001, which was kind of a different venue because I would have to. My nephew lives in Dover, Delaware. Where my older sister is. So I would go up and visit every year, Thanksgiving. So I'd spend a week out there. So it took me about 3 years to get it all done because he and I did it in her basement, and so it took 3 years, but it actually took about 7 days to do the whole album, writing and because when I get there, he'd sit down and start laying a track, and I'd sit down and write lyrics.
That's original music.
And we would, so we was able to do. We did 10 songs, and it actually took us about a week to do it.
A gospel album. Did you guys perform some original music?
No, not with. We most mainly do cover tunes with the band we're with now.
We want to.
Yeah.
Got plans.
Well, you need to do that, man. The clock's ticking. And people, I'm thinking about you guys. You have played a lot of music. You performed a lot. And that's not something not everybody has that just have really gotten out there and played a lot. So you have tremendous experience to draw from, and playing together too for so long.
Yeah.
So yeah, you owe it to us, man, to put out some original music. Do you have CDs available? Like, can people come to the show tonight and get your CDs or?
No, we don't have anything available. We really don't have the rights to go out and just do other people's stuff and lay the track. So we try to abide by the law. We respect the other musicians. We don't want to just go in and
take advantage of their creative work. It's just, and of course, as you know, being a performer or a songwriter, that's a tough living.
Yeah.
Speaking of CD, I had a gentleman actually got upset with me because we didn't have a CD.
He wanted that music.
Yeah, he actually questioned me once. I said, no, we're going to work on something. He said, y'all got to have a CD. I said, well, we're going to work on it. He said, you got to have a CD. I said, we're going to work on it. I said, well, I had a card. I give him a card. He said, I got a card, man. I want a CD. so I could see he was really kind of.
You have to go and make one for him. You have to make one for him.
I said, man, I told Floyd, we got to do something. He got some.
Yeah, you could do a live CD,
He's still alive.
I wanted him. I didn't want us to leave here without him playing that guitar a little bit.
Okay, well, you want to play a little bit? We can turn that thing on, and I'd love to hear you play. I'm going to hear you perform anyhow, but why don't we turn that on? Oh, okay. It looks like we're out of time.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll have to hear you do it live on stage.
Yeah.
But I guess last question here, if we don't have time to do that. Do you ever think about what you're giving to people through your music? How you're touching people with that?
Yeah, I personally do because I've had times when I'll go out to someone and kind of serenade and whatnot, and I kind of scan the audience and look and see who may be in a certain type of mood or whatever. So, and I've actually had one case where I went to this lady who was in the club and went over and just out of the blue picked her, went, sat, and sang to her. And after I got through, her sister came over to me and she said, "You don't know how much that means, because she's just got through coming out of her treatment for cancer, and it's in remission, and she got the okay today and the word today, and that's why we came out here to celebrate. So this was perfect.
I wanted to ask you that question because I want you to go away realizing, as musicians, you're giving people a gift, and I can tell that you've given a lot of joy and happiness to people through your performances, and I'm sure you're still doing it. So that's another good reason to keep doing it.
Yeah, we do it for the pleasure of it. We make a little bit of money from it, but for me, it's more of a pleasure thing.
Act of love, really.
Because I really, really enjoy singing and entertaining. So,
Yeah, do you have any other thoughts you'd like to share with us before we wrap up here?
No, I guess flashed on, I can remember the days when they.
Put that mic up too close.
Yeah, I guess flashed when you mentioned about for the joy of it. I can remember the days when I played, and they had to pass the hat. And when we got the hat back, it was about $1.60. We was happy. Had to split $1.60, but they had to pass the hat around. That was.
The money, if you get money, that's really nice.
yeah,
You don't turn down money. It's great to make it, but that's not a sufficient reason. You do it because you love doing it.
It wasn't the money. It was such a, some old lady started to say, "Look, these guys are good. Pass the hat, man." But we do a lot of free gigs, a lot of benefits, and to help people. And we've done all kind of like nobody else want to do, and we help out. We go do it.
The world could use more people like you. You know that.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
I mean that in all seriousness. That's great to hear that. Well, guys, I guess we're probably a little pressed for time. I want to give you time to get ready for your show, which I'm looking forward to. Now that I've heard you talk about it, getting to see in the flesh. So thanks a whole lot, guys. Enjoyed talking to you, and best wishes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.